Men and women all over the globe are joining now for the best videos on the internet.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
And I'm doing my part too.
They're doing their part. Are you? Click the subscribe button now to become a member of the Action Pack. Would you like to know more?
Hello everyone and welcome. It is October 18th. I'm Mike, and this is Mike's After Action Reviews, and this is the October Action Update.
I have the power of purple, with Purple Works Nutrition.
Mike's After Action Reviews is proud to partner with Purple Works Nutrition. If you want to get jacked like my man Samson over here, go check them out at purpleworksnutrition.com. Use the promo code MIKE at checkout and you get 15% off. All right, everybody, so we, as always, are going to start with In Case You Missed It. This is the section of the video where we are going to talk about everything that I've done since the last action update. Now, I went on vacation, so I missed the last action update, actually. So we're going to go to the April action update, which is it's 5 months ago now. I was in the future moving forward. These are going to be every 3 months with a major end of the year live stream happening at the end of the year. So there's going to be an action update in January, and there's going to be a end of the year live stream either late December or January sometime. But anyway, okay, so in case you missed it. So first off, I want to give a thank you to our guests that we've had on the channel over the last quarter, since the last action update. So we had my wife, Ellie, other Mike, he's a regular though. I'm just putting him in. He's one of the team members here. Staff Sergeant Matt, always a great supporter. Great to have him with us. We had Shakima. She came and did the Mario After Action review, and actually that is the most popular video on the channel, so thank you very much, Shakima. We're going to have you on again. We have Stephen Russell, also known as Salty Skipper. He's been on, and he's a great partner. Awesome to have him with us. Lore Master Brian, that's my dad. Maybe you guys can see the resemblance. Not in my voice though. He's 6'1" and has a baritone voice. I'm 5'8" and have a very not deep voice. We'll just put it that way. So, but great to have him with us. He did some trailer reactions and a review. He's done a review in the past, and that's really great. We have a new member of the team. Well, two new members of the team that we're going to talk about. Tommy Boy, always great to have you with us. Tommy Boy is always ready. He comes on and does the trailer reactions over the weekends, so make sure to go check us out on Twitch when we go live to do that. So at some point, actually Tommy Boy was one of the people that was part of my very first movie review over here at Mike's After Action Reviews. Sorry, I'm laughing about this because it was our very first one. We reviewed Robo Vampire, and we had a great time. It was awesome. So go check that out. I'll put something up behind me. So he's back, and he's I think he's here to stay as far as being a regular guest. We also have Wacky Zach. He's newer. So Tommy Boy is the newer guest, but he's been on before. It was like three years ago, man. And then we have Wacky Zach. Wacky Zach is a buddy of mine. Known him for a long time. Even he will tell you he's a little crazy, which makes him really fun in the videos. He does the trailer reactions, and also, so Wacky Zach has some personal. I'll tell you, he's in college. You might say he's a little bit old for college, but he's going back. He's getting a bunch of different degrees, which is awesome. So round of applause for Wacky Zach for continuing education. I think he has like 3, maybe even 4 degrees, master's degrees or higher right now. Like he's very intelligent guy. Great to have him with us. And he also, so he does the live streams over on Twitch. He does gameplay live streams like Let's Plays. And just when he can, because he's in college. So that's something that I don't have so much time to do because I got a video edit and all that stuff. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit, though. And then also my sister Amber has returned. We've had her on in the past as well for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. She came and did that after action review with me. And so she did a trailer reaction live stream. And I think she's gonna do that a little bit more regularly than we've seen her, and that'll be great. We got a new logo, so not a whole new logo, just some reworked assets, which I really appreciate. That was from actually Stephen Russell, our Salty Skipper, over at Tales of Nihilism. So make sure, guys, to go check out Tales of Nihilism. There's a link in the description down below. If you support our partners, let them know that you come from us. Support our partners. That is supporting Mike's After Action Reviews, because I'm very small. YouTube does not give me anything, and I'm building this all by myself. Along with my partners and stuff. But honestly, and they know this too. This isn't me calling anybody out. But I'm doing a lot of the work here, and so it's really great to be able to have a community of not only people who are on screen, that I personally know, but a community of you guys that support the things that we do here and the things that our partners do. So that's great. I really appreciate it, guys. Go check out Tales of Nihilism. It's on Global Comics. Link in the description down below. We also have a new. We got the new logo. We did an ad for him. So you'll see. We've got to do a new ad because that ad was for an event he was going to, and we're going to have to update that so it's just for Tales of Nihilism in general. But we do have a new ad partner, Bottega Krua. She is an Italian national that is a friend of mine because I was in the military and I went to Italy. That's actually where I met my wife. She's an Italian national as well, but Bottega Krua is an Italian national who is an artisan. She went to school. She went to the Venice School of Art. I think that's how you translate it. But either way, she went to school for it, and she's very good, and she has a successful business making like pottery, other kind of like decorations and arts and crafts stuff. It's really good. I'm putting stuff up behind me. Go check her out. She's on Etsy, and the link is in the description down below. She's a real great friend of mine. She came to my wedding, I really appreciate her. We've talked, and she's given me some support as far as being a YouTuber and starting my own business here, because that's what she's done. And I really, really appreciate not only the support that she's given to me, but also kind of the inspiration as being like a small business person and doing that. So go check her out. We also have a new partner. So it's been so long. Actually, this partnership developed while I was away in Italy, but this is an American company. Basically what happened is I got contacted by them, and I told them, hey, look, I'm going on vacation. We'll run ads when we get back. And so I made some ads for them. I've run their ads. You've probably seen them. There's going to be an ad for them here on this video. So That's Purple Works Nutrition. So Purple Works Nutrition sells, interestingly enough, sells Italian brand coffee. And also pre-workout. It's all natural, formulated by a healthcare professional. And I've also been told that the shaker bottles that they sell shaker bottles along with the pre-workout, but when you put the pre-workout in the shaker bottle, and shake it up, it doesn't get too sticky, which is something that some people have been bothered by. And I'm being in the military, I've worked out and been pretty, I'm not as fit as I once was, especially now that I'm out, but yeah, that's like a thing. When you have pre-workout, it gets all gunky in there. Okay, so go check out our partners, support them, and you support us. And I really, really appreciate that. So we'll go over some reviews. So as I said, I've gotten back. So I got out of the military, I went on vacation, and then I came back and have kind of settled in, dealing with the adjustment. I'm trying to establish my own business here, working very hard. So it's been a very slow quarter. So since we've seen, it's been not only a very slow quarter, but also a very slow since our last action update, basically the last 6 months. But earlier this year, we did the Hogwarts Legacy After Action Review, which was in May. The Super Mario Bros. After Action Review, also in May. That was with Shakima. Also, just want to let you guys know. So Shakima, this one's for you, Shakima. Shakima also has her own business. She has a brand called Luxury Girl The Empire. You can find her on Instagram. There will be a link in the description down below. Go check her out. She sells beauty products. And yeah, so if you're into health and beauty, you can go check out Purple Works Nutrition, and then you can go check out Luxury Girl The Empire with Shakima. So like I said, guys, supporting our partners supports Mike's After Action Reviews. I really appreciate at least considering them. Go check out those guys. Okay, so yeah, Super Mario Bros. Movie After Action Review. Go check it out. We did it in May. It's the most popular video so far. We did the Tales of Nihilism After Action interview. Did that in June. So if you guys are unfamiliar with how this works, basically an After Action interview is I interview a creator, or I interview someone who's watched a movie or played a game, and they tell me about it. So it's not exactly directly my words, but I ask questions, try to figure out if I would like it, if you would like it, whatever product it is, a movie or a video game, and then I ask them for a final review score. Now, Tales of Nihilism, I just so happen to know the creator. That's Stephen Russell, or Salty Skipper as he's known here at Mike's After Action Reviews, and we talked about that. So if you want to know more about Tales of Nihilism, go check out the After Action interview. Yeah, and again, another plug for him, Global Comics, link in the description down below. We also did the Flash Rapid Action Review. Now I have to give an apology. As I was leaving the Flash, the movie theater, I actually met some people. This was just before I went on vacation. I met some people and talked to them, as I always do. I have my shirt on. They see me writing notes. People ask me, "Oh, are you a movie critic?" So I met these people, and they asked me, "Oh, are you going to do a review?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm about to go on vacation." This is what I said to them. I said, "I'm about to go on vacation, but I'm going to do a real quick rapid review," is what I call them, rapid action review. And I did the rapid action review, and I went on vacation, I published the review, and when I came back, there's been a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes here at Mike's After Action Reviews, and I have not been able to get the review done. So I have to apologize. All of the reviews that were pre-vacation have been canceled. So if you really want to see some of the stuff, if you're a viewer, a longtime viewer of the channel, and there's certain things that I've given up on that you want to see, let me know in the comments below. If we get a big enough fan outcry, I will work my hardest to get those reviews out and to do all that stuff. It's just been difficult, like I said, because we have a lot of transitioning, a lot of moving parts going on right now. Okay, so then for this last quarter, so we went over those because, like I said, I missed July. Yeah, I missed July. Anyway, I missed the last action update because of being on vacation and certain things going on. But anyway, so those were earlier. Now we're going to go into this last quarter. So this is the last 3 months. So we had Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the After Action Review in August. We did Aliens Dark Descent After Action Review in October. and we did the Starfield. That was earlier this month. And then we did the Starfield Rapid Action Review. Please go check out the Starfield Rapid Action Review before you play that game. Did that just a few days ago in October, so go check that out. Okay, so moving on from that. Yeah, the last 2 quarters. Hogwarts Legacy, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and the Super Mario Bros. Movie were really great. Aliens Dark Descent I liked too. Go check out the Starfield Rapid Action Review. So we've had an okay quarter. Yeah. So okay, moving on though, we're gonna go over. So this is a popular part of the last action update that we did was the box office numbers. So I've decided to expand that. And instead of just doing box office numbers for movies that we were either tracking, like we were going to review and then maybe weren't able to, and then also the ones that we did review, we are going to talk about 3 movies and 3 video games from each month in the last quarter. So altogether we're going to do 18 of these. I'm going to go through these really quick, go over the box office numbers, go over the critical reception. None of this is my opinion. I am going to give you a consensus. Now, the consensus at the end of the reviews, at the end of the review score is what I read the reviews, I kind of summarize all of them and conglomerate them into one review, okay? People love these as shorts, so go check out the shorts section if you don't want to have to watch, in the future anyway, if you don't want to have to watch the whole video to see all the box office numbers for some popular or at least hyped movies and video games. Okay, so starting off with July, we're going to start with video games. So we had Exoprimal, which came out on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, Xbox Cloud Gaming, Xbox Series X and S. It was released on July 14th. It was developed by Capcom and published by Capcom, so both published and developed by Capcom. The review scores from IGN was an 8 out of 10. PC Gamer 69%, and GameSpot was a 7 out of 10. The consensus that I found from reading all of the reviews is that it's a familiar-looking multiplayer-only hero shooter with a PvPvE formula mixed with an actual plot that has a wacky concept and a repetitive early game. But can be good if you have a good team to play with. But hey, what else? Games can that apply to? It's always good with friends, But, yeah. So, as far as the game's profitability, from GameSensor.info on September 14th, 2023, links for all of these articles are going to be in the description down below, so check that out. So, according to GameSensor's... Oh, this is quoted, by the way, so quote... According to GameSensor's forecast, in its first month of availability on Steam, Exoprimal achieved remarkable sales figures, raking in nearly $2 million in revenue. The number of Exoprimal copies sold during the same period exceeded 50,000 units. These impressive sales numbers signal Exoprimal's widespread appeal and solidify its position in the gaming industry. Exoprimal's reception among players has been mixed, as evidenced by its ratings on prominent platforms. On Steam, the game boasts a respectable 4-star rating out of 5, showcasing its ability to resonate with a substantial player base. However, on Metacritic's PC version of Exoprimal, players awarded the game a 3.9 points out of 10. Some player reviews expressed concerns about unbalanced gameplay and the quality of artificial intelligence. Okay, so that is for its profitability. Also, from GameSpot on August 2nd, 2023, quote here, "It seems to be doing well enough at the moment that Capcom has faith in its continuing success. Capcom doesn't see it being unprofitable at this time." And then this is a Capcom quote from that same article. Quote here, "Given that this game is an all-new IP, the situation is not without its challenges," Capcom told investors. "However, we view the fact that the game has amassed over 1 million players to be positive." Another quote here, "Going forward, we will continue to release content for the game while monitoring player behavior with an eye towards expanding sales." Okay, so a little bit of corporate speak gobbledygook there, but basically, it's not amazing, but it's not amazing as far as reviews, but it has a player base, and Capcom is, at least for now, committed to making content for that player base. Okay, so then Pikmin 4, also released in July on the Nintendo Switch on July 21st. It was developed and published by Nintendo Entertainment Planning and Development. It's interesting to me. This is the first time that I've ever encountered a developer publisher Nintendo Entertainment Planning and Development. But hey, it's just a long name and it sounds a little bit goofy, but here we go. So, review scores. IGN gave it a 9 out of 10. Game Rant gave it a 9 out of 10. Nintendo Life, which seems a little bit biased, wouldn't you say? I don't think that they're actually affiliated with Nintendo explicitly, but they're called Nintendo Life. So, they are a 9 out of 10. By the way, if they are explicitly affiliated with Nintendo, like they're actually run by Nintendo, let me know in the comment section down below. I am a human and prone to mistake as anyone else. So all 9 out of 10s, 9s out of 10s, 9s out of 10. 9 out of 10s. I think 9 out of 10s is it. Okay, the general consensus that I found after reading the reviews was that Pikmin 4 recaptures the greatness of its predecessors while also adding some new improvements and a variety to the traditional gameplay loops of the first 3 games. The critiques that I have seen are the co-op implementation being described as disappointing and longer than expected load times. So from on the game's performance, from GameRant.com on July 27th, 2023, quoted here, right now, Pikmin 4 is also one of the highest rated games available on Switch. It has an 88 critic score on Metacritic and a 9.3 player score at the time of this report. This makes it one of the best Switch games of the year, behind The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which was a unanimous success and obtained a critic score of 96, making an excellent year for Nintendo. Marking an excellent year for Nintendo, excuse me. Yes, okay. So, that was its critic reception. On its profitability, from Game Rant, this is from the same article, published on July 27, 2023, quoted here as saying, according to the Japanese media outlet Famitsu via VGC, Pikmin 4 managed to sell 401,853 units in its first week, greatly surpassing the 3 previous games in the franchise, which sold 101,299, 161,930, and 92,720 copies respectively. It's essential to note, though, that these numbers represent only physical sales of the game, meaning that the final difference would probably be even higher, as online purchases are more common today than in 2013 when Pikmin 3 was released. Alright, so that Pikmin 4, I don't have a Switch, but it looks like it's actually doing pretty well. Alright, so then, Remnant 2, released on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Microsoft Windows. It was released on July 25th. It was developed by Gunfire Games and published by Gearbox Publishing. The review scores on Steam are a 9 out of 10, IGN a 9 out of 10, and Green Man Gaming 9.4 out of 10. The consensus that I got when reading all of the reviews was that while no game is perfect, I can't even read my own stuff. This is me quoted as after summarizing the other 3 reviews. What the heck's going on here? So, while no game is perfect, this is an excellent follow-up to the first game. Now, I will tell you, I did not play the first game or this one. So, so it's an excellent follow-up to the first game. This series is a reimagining of the Souls-like genre into a looter shooter. And this game, as a sequel, continues to push that concept forward in a challenging, fun way. So, critics liked it. Audiences seem to have liked it. Let's look into its profitability. One second. Yeah, let's look into its profitability. So, from Game World Observer on August 1st, 2023, quoted here as saying, according to Gearbox Publishing, Remnant 2 sold over 1 million units in its first week. This includes sales across all platforms, PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. For comparison, it took the first game 2 months to cross the 1 million mark, so the sequel reached this milestone 8 times faster. Okay, Gearbox Publishing president Yoon Im is quoted as saying in this article, Remnant 2 exceeded our expectations as a commercial and critical hit. We're incredibly proud of the Gunfire team and everyone here at Gearbox Publishing who brought this title to life. So, good for those guys. Really seems like it's gonna, it's a really great game. And actually, I'm gonna tell you, I wanted to jump into Remnant of the Ashes. Remnant of the Ashes. Yeah. And then, so now there's a second game out. I gotta hurry up and get on that. But maybe I'll do a retro action review, excuse me. I have early onset dementia. Hey, if our president can have dementia, I can have dementia. That's a joke. I don't know if our president has dementia. I'm making no claims there. Let's not get too edgy. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's move on. So, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 was released on July 12th. It has 3 production companies listed: Paramount Pictures, Skydance Media, and TC Productions. The review scores are from Rotten Tomatoes from the critics is 96%, and from the audience was 92%. On IMDb, it got a 7.9 out of 10. The consensus I found was that it's a high-speed, action-packed romp that is at times nonsensical but always fun, which is kind of typical of the Mission Impossible movies. As far as its profitability, from BoxOfficeMojo.com, the box office is broken down domestically. It made $172 million. I'm not going to read the, because it actually made $172,135,383. I'm not going to read all that. The links for everything are in the description down below if you want to see the specifics. So $173 million domestically and $395 million internationally, with a total of $567 million. Now, from MovieWeb.com on August 26, 2023, the budget of Dead Reckoning Part 1 was a whopping $291 million. The only films in the franchise that made less than Dead Reckoning Part 1's current box office haul are the first Mission Impossible movie and the movie Mission Impossible 3. Excuse me. Okay. So, if it cost $291 million to make, they always say rule of thumb is double that, so it would have needed to cross $600 million basically to break even, and to be considered profitable probably would have needed $700 to $800 million to be considered a profitable success, and sadly it did not cross that margin, so that sucks. And this is only the part 1, so I'm wondering if it would have been more successful as just one movie rather than part 1 and 2. That's usually what happens, is like when people break things up and then you go, man, like it's like the Hobbit movies, made from one book, 3 movies. There was not enough content for 3 movies. But anyway, so I don't know what's going to happen with the part 2 or a part 3 if there was supposed to be one. But that is interesting. Those movies this movie most likely lost money. So, yeah. I say most likely because like nobody outright has said, like, come out from the production and said, we lost money. But that I know of anyway. But anyway, so lost money. Okay. Oppenheimer was released on July 21st. It has 3 production. So I'm only going over the top 3 production companies. So the production companies were Universal Pictures, Atlas Entertainment, Gadget Films. Excuse me. The review scores from Rotten Tomatoes critics were 93% and audiences 91%. On IMDb, it got an 8.6 out of 10. The consensus that I found was that the film was highly anticipated and delivered on the hype. It had excellent acting, writing, and cinematography that create a supremely enjoyable spectacle. There's just something about movies, like, that's what was so great about the Dune movie. Same thing, like great acting, great writing, cinematography, and music, and all that came together and made this thing that was just a spectacle. It's like you get swallowed up into the dunes of Arrakis. Same thing here. Okay, so as far as its profitability, from BoxOfficeMojo.com, So the domestic box office came in at $321 million. Internationally, $604 million, with a total of $925 million. So we're going to talk about the budget here. Let's see. So from hypebeast.com on July 18th, 2023, it was reported, by the way, this is a quote, it was reported that the films surrounding the, in the past I've called him Killian and I've called him Cillian. I got to remember, it's Killian. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, surrounding the Cillian Murphy-led film cost around $100 million USD. To cover all the cost and break even, Oppenheimer must earn a minimum of $200 million, which would require the movie to have a global haul of $250 million while also reaching 3 times the budget to allow the global box office to achieve $300 million. So that's to become profitable. You've got break even and then you've got what it would be considered a profitable movie. So it did that. It blew that out of the water. It made 3 times what it needed to be considered profitable. So that is really awesome. Honestly, guys, like I said, I came back from vacation just as these movies were coming out and I missed them. I'm going to see them at some point and maybe I will do a retro action review. We'll see what I can get to. Let me know in the comment section down below if any of these movies that I have not done reviews of, if you really are just, if there's a big outcry, I will do the reviews. Otherwise, I've got to stay caught up. That's the big thing. I've got to stay caught up. Okay. Anyway, so then at the same time, and this was the big deal because Oppenheimer and then this next movie came out at the same time and kind of battled it out. I don't think that they actually stole. All right, sorry, I just had a chair malfunction, man. Accidentally hit the lever on my chair. So anyway, these two movies did not steal each other's box offices. I don't think so, as far as I understand from what I've read in the media about this. But Barbie released on July 21st. The production companies were Warner Bros., Heyday Films, and Lucky Chap Entertainment. The review scores from Rotten Tomatoes critics was 88%, audiences 83%. It received a 7.1 out of 10 from IMDb. The consensus that I got from the reviews was that this was a funny movie with great performances by the leads, especially Ryan Gosling as Ken. Having said that, many audience reviews and a few critics admit that the movie at times leans too much into politics and is not a family-friendly film as advertised due to messaging and sexual innuendos. So, I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to see it at some point. I've got to sit down and have time. My wife and I both work and we're really busy and we want to sit and watch it together. But it is a little bit on the lengthy side. Yeah, I think it's like 2 hours or more. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's not family friendly. It's not like some family friendly thing for kids. So basically, I think that a lot of people did go see it expecting it to be that way, and people probably brought their kids and then were like, but maybe that's not age appropriate. Anyway, so about the film's profitability. So from Box Office Mojo, domestically it made $630 million. Internationally, it made $797 million, with a global box office of $1.427 billion. Congratulations to those guys making that movie. That is really good. That's really great. We're actually going to talk about this movie. We're probably going to get into the cultural and, okay, so culture and politics are very close, but I don't care about political, policy. I care about the cultural stuff behind it. So we're going to talk about what this movie, what is kind of being represented in the numbers when it comes to this movie. And I think you'll find that quite interesting at the end of the year, the MAARS Summit, so check it out. But anyway, so from Collider on September 6, 2023, this is a quote here. During her interview with the New York Times, Gerwig, that's Greta Gerwig, by the way, sorry, end quote here, that's Greta Gerwig, the director of the film. Gerwig shared that the film's original budget was approximately $100 million. However, as time passed, it steadily rose to $145 million. Generally, a movie is considered a box office success if it earns 2 or 3 times its budget. For Gerwig's film, that means it needed to gross at least $300 million to achieve this status. So there you go. Yeah, really, congratulations to Greta Gerwig. yeah, I mean, like, I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen so much of her stuff. I'm not a huge fan, obviously, just haven't seen her stuff. Not that I don't like her stuff, I just haven't seen so much of it. But even, you know, I mean, you made a movie that made over $1 billion. Like, that's awesome. Congratulations to you. All right, so that was July. Now let's move forward into August. So, Baldur's Gate 3 released on PlayStation 5, Mac operating systems, and Microsoft Windows. It was released on August 3rd, both developed and published by Larian Studios. Its review scores from IGN were 10 out of 10, PC Gamer at 97%, and Metacritic 96 for the Metascore and 8.9 for user score. The consensus that I found was that it's an RPG made like the classics with a huge, very detailed world. Great writing, and characters. The different choices that you can make throughout the story, along with the character customization options, make this character customization and progression options make this a great game for more than just one playthrough. Now, this game is so long; they said that to 100% complete it will take you hundreds of hours, and the whole game is over 100 hours, is near 100 hours long. I think they said like 80 to 100 hours. So I did not review it because it came out. And I did not have time because like I said, all the different reasons as far as going on vacation and stuff like that. So, as far as its profitability, from Medium.com on August 9, 2023, Baldur's Gate 3 has also. What the heck is this? Oh, there's a typo. Baldur's Gate 3 has also shows us of the inefficiencies within large AAA companies in developing video games. Baldur's Gate 3 was said to have been developed by over 300 staffs across 6 studios with a budget of over $100 million. A large number, no doubt. However, this is still often less than the amount of staffs working on AAA games such as Ubisoft, which can range anywhere from 400 people and can go way north of that, since some even said it can have up to 2,000 people working on a single game. So again, I'm not trying to get too much into bashing other things. I just thought that this was very interesting and relevant because Larian Studios is like a AA publisher. Like, they are not some big AAA publisher, and they've made a game that is considered basically, if you look at the reviews here and what people are saying in their reviews as far as user scores and stuff, I mean, people are saying that this is the best RPG game that we've had in possibly 2 decades. Like, really, in 20 years. And, you know, it's interesting because we've had RPGs come out, like, look at Bethesda. Look at Bethesda, you know? We've had RPGs and stuff come out and that are much better funded, have much larger teams, and they just cannot perform. Or not that they can't, they haven't performed at this level, according to and this is all based. I'm just quoting public opinion, not my own opinions here. I didn't do a review because the game was too long for me to play through, and because I will not do a review. Okay, so a game like this demands a full-length after-action review. I would not do a rapid action review of this, especially having only played maybe like 20 hours of the game. I played through all of the early access stuff, and then I just did not have time to move on from there. So, when I say early access, I mean like everything that was available during the early access, you know, the first couple of chapters, you know. But anyway, moving on. So, from levelup.com on August 20th, 2023, according to a report from the Belgian Embassy in China, that's the best information I could find was from the Belgian Embassy in China. Baldur's Gate 3 has already surpassed the 5 million unit sold mark on Steam. This figure also includes the 2.5 million copies sold during the early access period, indicating that the title managed to sell around 2.7 million copies since its August release date. It seems that good old games data is not included. So, we're talking about a very successful game, highly rated. The sentiment around its quality is just, people are saying that it's amazing. I don't know if I would consider it to be explicitly a masterpiece, but man, it's like a hair's width away, I think. I'm talking about from what people are saying about it. Alright, so then, Immortals of Aveum, released on released to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and Series S, and Microsoft Windows on August 22nd. It was developed by Ascendant Studios and published by Electronic Arts. The review scores, so from IGN, it was an 8 out of 10, PC Gamer 68%, and GameSpot 5 out of 10. The consensus that I found is that it is a single-player, magic-based first-person shooter with a fun combat system that is brought down by a predictable, paint-by-the-numbers story. Basically, people said that it's just a middle-of-the-road average game. So, is it worth playing? Yeah, middle-of-the-road average games are worth playing. Is it worth playing over other games? Like, maybe like Starfield or Baldur's Gate 3, which came out, possibly Starfield. It's better, maybe possibly better than Starfield. I didn't play Immortals of Aveum, but, it's one of those things where if you have a better game, go play the better game. Obviously, but this one isn't bad. It's not bad. So, anyway, as far as profitability, so from Axios.com on July 13th, 2023, interviewing the Ascendant founder Brett Robbins. So, quoting here, Robbins won't disclose Immortals' budget, but says it's a modestly budgeted AAA game with a development team that was 30 to 60 people for much of development and peaked at 100 compared to Call of Duty's 500. Okay, so modestly budgeted and only having 30 to 60 people developing the game in a max of 100. So that's interesting. From pushsquare.com on September 14, 2023, almost half of the entire workforce at Ascendant Studios has been laid off as a result of poor sales for its marginal FPS, Immortals of Aveum. Speaking to Polygon, 3 employees of the developer said nearly half of its staff was let go on Thursday, with bad sales of the game cited as one reason why. Sources claimed around 40 people were laid off from a studio that had 80 to 100 employees. Founder and CEO Brett Robbins added, quoting Brett Robbins here, "This was a painfully difficult but necessary decision that was not made lightly. Nevertheless, we have to make this adjustment now that Immortals of Aveum has shipped. We are supporting those affected in every way we can, including comprehensive severance packages and job placement assistance, as well as support services for those who remain." So I do know that a lot of times developers will pull in people and telling them like, hey, after the game ships, we are going to, this is a temporary job, basically. Like, I don't know if those people were included in the numbers that they were talking about here, but it does suck when you have a game. Like I said, I mean, it got good score. Like 8 out of 10 is a good score. 68% is a good score. 5 out of 10 is an average score. Like, anywhere from 5, 6 out of 10 is good. Now, when you get 4, 3, 2, and 1, that's the bad games. So this was like, I would probably say, I haven't played the game, but just based on what I've read about it now for this, I would probably say it's probably like a slightly above average game. And it sucks that even a slightly above average game sells so badly that its studio has to lay off 60% of its people. That sucks. Yeah. Or 40%. Yeah. All right, so moving on though. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. Released on the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Series S, and Microsoft Windows. Released on August 25th. The production. It was developed by FromSoft Incorporated, and it was published by FromSoft Incorporated and Namco Bandai Games America Incorporated. Man, some of these... The names of some things in gaming are long. Okay? So review scores. So from IGN, it got an 8 out of 10. From PC Gamer, 87%. From GameSpot, 8 out of 10. Consensus that I found was that it was a welcome return to a classic mech series. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon has excellent combat, well done mission design, and an extremely extensive customization system, which is what I think that most people really love to see in a robot game. The story isn't anything to write home about, but New Game Plus, with new missions and narrative options being unlocked on your consecutive playthroughs, will keep players coming back. So, there you go. So, about its profitability from GameSensor.info on September 3rd, 2023. According to GameSensor's forecast, Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon enjoyed an astounding sales figure of nearly 41 million during its first 10 days on Steam. Moreover, the game sold almost 800,000 copies within the same period. These impressive numbers demonstrate the game's immense commercial success, making it a noteworthy title in the gaming industry. Yeah. There you go. So, that's it for video games. Let's check out some movies here. So, Meg 2 The Trench, released on August 4th. Its production companies were Appel's Entertainment, China Media Capital, and Flagship Entertainment. Review scores from Rotten Tomatoes, we have critics at 28%. Now, interestingly, they fall. Now we start to see the pattern that we typically do. The other movie reviews, they've actually all kind of lined up together with movies, with critics and audiences. But here we have critics giving it a 28% and audiences a 73. Got a 5.1 out of 10 on IMDb. The consensus is that critics disliked the movie for being dramatic, corny, and dumb fun, while the audience liked the movie for being dramatic, corny, and dumb fun. So now you know where the critics and review scores come from. The critics and audience scores come from. So I don't know. I really liked the first one, and I thought the same thing. The first one was dramatic, corny, and dumb fun. And, it made me want to go see this one, but I did miss it in theaters. Let's see what it has to say here about the profitability. So, from Box Office Mojo, the box office domestically was 82 million, and internationally was 312 million, with a total of 394 million. Now, from Collider on Collider.com on September 12, 2023, the total reported budget for Meg 2 The Trench is reportedly 129 million, which is about $1 million less than what the Meg cost to make, with a budget of 129 million and a marketing budget that likely ranges from 65 million to 100 million. Meg 2 The Trench will need to make somewhere between 194 million and 229 million to break even. Meg 2 The Trench will likely need to make 388 million to 458 million at the international box office to be considered a financial success. So, internationally, it made less than 388 million. But altogether, with a budget of 229 million, I don't know. It's kind of iffy, like, because if you think 129 million and then the marketing of 100 million, they always just say just double the budget. So doubling the budget would be 260 million, which they definitely beat that. And then, so I'm not exactly sure. This is one of those that's like, it's iffy. It's iffy if it's going to get a sequel. It's iffy if it was truly a financial success. This is all that I could find on that, though, as far as the numbers. If you have any more info on this, please let me know in the comment section down below about the movie's success. So, yeah, I liked the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet. I probably am going to watch it when it comes, like if it's on Prime already, I'll go watch it. And then maybe do either a written review, like an after action report, or do a retro action review at a later date. Okay, so moving forward, The Last Voyage of the Demeter. This was a Dracula movie. It was released on August 11th from Amblin Partners, DreamWorks Pictures, and Firebrand Video. The review scores from Rotten Tomatoes was from the critics 49%, audiences 75%. See, we start to get that little spread there. Got a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb and a 7 out of 10 from IGN. The consensus I found is that the movie has good acting and an interesting setup, but is predictable, and some say there is too much dialogue and not enough action. It is a popcorn movie worth a watch, especially to horror fans, but is nothing particularly special. So, that's another one of those toss-up ones. You know what that is? What that says to me is that it is a rent movie, not a go-see in theaters movie. So, as far as its profitability, from Box Office Mojo, sorry, I have to hold back here just a little bit. Here we go. Domestically, it made $13 million. Internationally, it made $8 million, with a total of $21 million. Here we go. Ooh, Really getting some numbers there. Looper.com on August 17th, 2023 says Universal's The Last Voyage of the Demeter bombed at the box office after it opened on August 11th. In total, the film netted $6.5 million on its first weekend in theaters, making back just a fraction of its $45 million budget. So we're probably not going to see a sequel to that one. Yeah. I feel sorry for all the guys that put their time and effort into making it, and then you think like the actors, they pour themselves into those characters, but they do get paid, so it's kind of a toss-up on how you feel about stuff like that. Anyway, Blue Beetle, August 18th. It was released. So yeah, Blue Beetle was released on August 18th, coming from Warner Bros. Pictures Mexico, and DC Entertainment. Its review scores on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics was 78%, from audiences 92%. It got a 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb. The consensus that I found is that it is, in fact, another superhero movie. It's mostly generic, but does have good acting and character writing, along with showcasing decent action, decent CGI, and strong familial relationships. My understanding is that this movie was meant to be released to HBO Max, but then they looked at it and they said, hey, actually it's good. It's good enough to probably be put out in theaters. So let's talk about that profitability here. So from Box Office Mojo, domestic pull of $71 million. Internationally, it made $56 million with a total of $127 million. This is from Collider.com on September 8th, 2023. The production budget of Blue Beetle amounted to a modest $104 million. In the usual scenario, a film must generate double its production budget to achieve a break-even point. By applying this principle to Blue Beetle, the film would require global earnings of around $208 million to recover its cost and break even. For Blue Beetle to be deemed a success, it would need to finish its run around $300 million. So it didn't do that, and that sucks. I think I've heard that the movie is actually okay. It's not anything great. I think though that I don't know exactly how this works. I'll look this up and try to figure this out. But basically, if they would release it on HBO Max, no one would be paying for it. You get what I'm saying? Like anyone who hasn't watched this movie is going to wait for it to come out on Max and possibly going to watch it there. If they would have just released it on Max, instead of making a total box office of $127 million, they would have made a total box office of $0. So I'm wondering if they actually was okay or considered better for them to release it here, or if there's some cost associated with releasing it in theaters or something. I'm not exactly sure. Let me know if you know the answer to that. Let me know in the comment section down below. So moving forward, and then this is our last month, by the way. That's why I put timestamps. So if you guys are not so much interested in the box office numbers, go check out the timestamps to other stuff. So to skip ahead. So September. So Starfield. I keep saying so. Starfield released on Xbox Series X and Series S, Xbox Cloud Gaming, and Microsoft Windows. It's interesting because, like I said, all Xbox, right? I think I've heard that Sony was trying to get this as an exclusive, so Microsoft bought Bethesda. Yeah. Anyway, so it released on September 6th. It was developed and published by Bethesda Game Studios. Review scores on Steam are 7 out of 10. On OpenCritic, 86%. IGN, 7 out of 10. Now, I will tell you, caveat, I'm probably going to put up a little thing here because the review scores, I just, like yesterday or the day before, it said like, the review scores are plummeting for this game. Probably because people are playing it now, and maybe that new game feeling is wearing off, or maybe just more people are putting reviews up now. But you can see my review by following the link in the description down below. Anyway, let's check it out. So the consensus that I found is that people who like it for the elements that Bethesda has carried forward from their other games, even if most admit that it is weaker than its predecessors. Dissenters do not like it because of a menagerie of issues that the game has in multiple areas, particularly a very lackluster approach to space travel. Yeah, so on its profitability from Xputer.com on August 30th, 2023, allegedly, Bethesda mustered up a $200 million budget for Starfield and formulated a headcount of about 500 developers working on the game. While some argue that this figure is still low for an IP that's been in development for roughly 700, it's because they said 500 developers, so I'm saying 700, but no, it's been in development for 700 years. It's been in development for 7 years. It is expected that the amount is only covering development costs while leaving out other metrics such as marketing. To put things into perspective, Red Dead Redemption 2, easily one of Rockstar Games' best works up until now, has been developed with a budget that falls within the range of 170 million, and we all know the scale at which Red Dead Redemption 2 operates. I'm going to tell you something right now. Red Dead 2 is better than this game, and it is much more detailed and has much better scale. Anyway, the level of immersion exhibited by the Western action-adventure shooter is simply second to none, being the sequel to the first Red Dead Redemption game. It's unclear as of yet how much Starfield will cost in total with all other parameters combined, but speculation says that the final figure should be somewhere around $300 to $400 million, considering the stature of the title at hand and the amount of times it's been under development. Moreover, if the 500-member development team part is correct, costs are certain to be quite higher than $200 million. So, from GameSensor.com on September 9th, 2023, according to GameSensor's estimation, during the first 3 days following its release on Steam, Starfield sales skyrocketed to almost $50 million. Moreover, the number of Starfield copies sold during this initial period exceeded a staggering 1 million units. Yeah, awesome. Good for those guys. Go check out my review before playing the game. Go check it out. So, then we have movies. The Equalizer 3 released on September 1st to Columbia Pictures, Eagle Pictures, and Escape Artists. Its review scores from Rotten Tomatoes from the critics is 75%. I'm missing a page. Yep, 75%. Audiences, 94%. And got a 7 out of 10 from IMDb, and from Common Sense Media it got a 2 out of 5. So Common Sense Media, by the way, is not something that I find review scores of very often, but I used it here because I try to get 3 review scores for all these. Some of these movies I wasn't able to get 3 reliable review scores for. But so the consensus here is that, for the most part, both critics and audiences agree that while the story is a simple good guy versus bad guys romp, it was fun and, while not amazing, was a solid closer to the trilogy. Common Sense Media, being the detractors, say that the movie fell a little flat for them and that maybe the series did one sequel too many. As far as its profitability, from Box Office Mojo, domestic box office was $87 million. Internationally, it pulled in $72 million with a total of $160 million. Okay, and then from ScreenRant.com on September 11, 2023, The Equalizer 3's budget is estimated to be around $70 million, which puts its threshold for success lower than its predecessor. A general rule of thumb is that after theaters cut, back-end points and marketing costs are factored in, a movie generally needs to make around twice its budget back before it becomes profitable. The Equalizer 3 then needs to earn around $140 million to break even, but this number could be higher or lower depending on a number of factors. So that's another one where I'm like, it's the end of the trilogy. I don't know if we're going to get another sequel. I think that I don't know how this movie ends. I didn't see this one. It might have ended it very well, and that's all good and fine and dandy. But as far as its profitability, it's close. So I'm not exactly sure. So, anyway. Yeah, so that is the box office for everything that is in the last 3 months, the last quarter. So, let's move on to what is going on right now. So what I am currently working on, we have less than 200. We have less than 150 new subscribers required for the cash giveaway of $500. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I am going to give away $500. So let me go like this. Go over here and look. Over there. How many subscribers do we have? If it's more than 1,000, there's going to be a $500 cash giveaway coming out, so go check that out. And then also on Twitch, go check out my Twitch, by the way. We are going to do a $50 cash giveaway once we hit 10 Twitch subscribers. So subscribers over on YouTube are free, but subscribers over on Twitch actually pay a small amount of money every month. Once we get 10 of those, yes, we are doing a $50 cash giveaway. Once we start getting all of this stuff, monetization happening, I said that in a really weird way. Let me try one more time. Once we start getting monetization flowing through my audience, views and things, other than just what I have going on in the background with the YouTube channel, we are going to be doing cash giveaways every quarter with a minimum of $50. I think I said $20. A minimum of $20. So basically, every quarter, once we hit $200 from each revenue stream, we're going to give away 10%. If you hit less than $200, it gets rolled over into the next quarter. So, I'm just saying, help us monetize. Click the subscribe button. Tell your friends, because you guys, we're trying to build something here that is fun, informative, and also give back to you guys for helping us do it. All right, so shorts, lots of shorts. It is the March of the shorts. So after every Twitch stream, I go on. So basically, we do the Twitch streams for trailer reactions over the weekend, either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and I put those out on Thursdays to let people know. I try to do it either Wednesday or Thursday. I put out what day and what time and what guest we're going to have over the weekend. Then I release those shorts on Thursdays. Then I release the video, the trailer reactions on Thursdays, okay? And then the following Monday, I will take and watch all of those videos again and make shorts of them. I've been getting, we do 10 trailer reactions, and I've been getting 20 shorts out of them. It's really awesome. March of the shorts. Thank you, YouTube, for shorts. If you like the shorts, hey, subscribe. You can see more of my shorts. Also, so over on Fiverr, I've been doing for a while, since February of 2022, I've had a Fiverr, and we've done some different ads for a couple of different companies and individuals who have, you throw me some money over on Fiverr, I make an ad, and then I promote it on my YouTube channel by putting it in videos like this. Now, instead of just doing ad reads, which is basically like this, where I would say hey, go check out Purple Works Nutrition right here. I do those still, but I also have higher production value, basically commercials. The first one that I did was for Purple Works Nutrition. You probably saw it after the intro to this video. So if you want to hire me to make a commercial for you, just like that one, but a little different, you can do that over on Fiverr. The ad reads I do for as little as $5. The commercials, the higher production commercials, I have to hire a model. I hire a model, and I actually do some real filming. It's $150. It's not anything near quality-wise as far as the big guys that you might hire if you have a business or something. But at the same time, it's not anywhere near the price either. So, yeah, I'm glad to do that, offer that service at a fair quality for a fair price. Also, guys, I am now on what was previously known as Twitter, but is now called X, which I think is a stupid name change for it. It had a big brand built up around being called Twitter. They were tweets. Now we have X. What are the tweets now? Are the tweets now X's? What is that? Anyway, yeah. So that is what I'm currently working on. And then moving forward, I'm always looking for partners. So if you want to break into the YouTube scene, if you want to come on the channel, if you want to write a review and post it on my blog. Oh, actually, yes, moving forward, that's another thing too, which I've today I'm going to be releasing another after action report. Basically, I'm going to try to release an after action report every Wednesday. But anyway, so looking for new partners. If you want to get involved, let me know. Also, just letting you guys know, so I had a review that I did with an audience member, one of the members of the Action Pack. I haven't released it yet. I've been really swamped. If you're watching this, please, I'm not going to say any of your identifying information or what movie or anything, because that's kind of a surprise right now, but once I release it, it's going to be a retro action review, and I'm very excited. First time we've had an Action Pack member come on, and we did a Discord call. He wasn't in camera, he was just audio, but I interviewed him about the movie, and he actually was personally involved in the making of the movie, so it was really cool to be able to do that. You guys can just watch out for that one. It's an old period piece about a war. It's a war movie, so check that out when it comes out. All right, so anyway, let's move forward on to what the future releases are for the rest of this year. So it is October, and it is the 18th. I said it at the beginning of the video. If I'm wrong in the video, let me know in the comment section down below. No, I'm pretty sure it's October 18th today. I said it in the beginning because I looked at it just before we started. It's all melding together now, you know. Anyway, so on the 19th, Gangs of Sherwood. This is new. This is not, we've been watching for this one. When was it going to come out? So Gangs of Sherwood is coming out for PlayStation 5, Microsoft Windows, Xbox Series X and S. It's coming out on the 19th. I'm not going to be able to review it. Originally, I was going to review it, but now, with Spider-Man coming out on the 20th, that sucks. So it's being developed by Appeal Studios and published by Nacon. So check that one out tomorrow if you're interested in that. We've done some trailer reactions. It looks like it'll be okay. Then we have Spider-Man 2 coming out for PlayStation 5 on the 20th, developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. It looks like it's going to be awesome. It's a sequel to a game that I really, really enjoyed. I reviewed both Marvel Spider-Man, the first one for PS4, and the DLC. Not the DLC, the standalone, separate offshoot, whatever you want to call it nowadays. Miles Morales. I wasn't as impressed with Miles Morales due to its price point, its length, some other features, but I was very happy with the first game. I'm excited about the second one. Hopefully we get to see more from Miles Morales here, because it looks like, they've basically marketed the whole game as being able to play as both of them. I'm wondering if you're going to switch between them. I haven't looked at any gameplay because I'm gonna review the game, so I haven't looked at anything for it. But I'm wondering if you're going to switch between both of them as you play the story, or if you're going to be able to freely switch between both of them and play through the story. If you're able to switch between them and just play whoever you want, what I'm fear, or maybe not necessarily fear, but expect is going to happen is that people are going to pick either Miles Morales or Spider-Man, and they're going to play as that one for almost all of the game, except for the mostly required missions. So anyway, yeah, I'm excited for it, and I'll be doing a review of it. Kraven the Hunter was supposed to release on October 6th, but it was delayed to the August 30th of 2024. That happened a lot with some of the writer strike stuff, and now the Actors Guild is still on strike. So that one is being produced by Columbia Pictures, Marvel Entertainment, and ARAD Productions. In November, so RoboCop Rogue City is releasing on November 2nd, 2023. It's being produced by, developer Teon and published by Nacon. I've seen some stuff of it. I think it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be a really cool addition to the RoboCop universe. Whatever. All of the media entries for RoboCop. I think it'll be okay. I don't think it's going to be amazing, but it's definitely. I think it'll definitely be okay. It might be better. It might be amazing, but I'm just aiming for okay here. Anyway, then we have Dune Part 2. It was supposed to release on November 3rd, but it was delayed to March 15th of 2024. Ooh. I'm not actually that broken up about it, but it does suck because I loved the first one and I've been waiting for this one. It is being produced by Legendary Entertainment, Warner Bros. Entertainment, and Villeneuve Films. Villeneuve is the director. So, now we have to wait. And instead of getting to see Dune Part 2, we're going to see The Marvels. I was going to see The Marvels anyway. I was going to see both of them. But The Marvels is releasing on November 10th, being produced by Marvel Studios. And everyone is really surprised it didn't get delayed. And the outlook for the movie is interesting. I'm not going to go over it here. We'll talk about it after the movie comes out. We'll probably talk about it at the MAARS Summit. Moving into December, Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora. Coming out on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and Series S, Microsoft Windows, and Amazon Luna. It's releasing on December 7th. It was developed by Lightstorm Entertainment, Massive Entertainment, and the Walt Disney company, and it is being published by Ubisoft. Now, this looks like it's going to be a Ubisoft game with an Avatar aesthetic, but I actually, to tell you the truth, like Avatar, James Cameron Avatar, I'm excited anyway. I'm going to play it. It looks like it's going to be really cool, and so it just looks like it's going to be a cool game to play. I like the aesthetic, being able to like fly and stuff like that on the creatures, or even water creatures, and it just looks nice. So yeah, check it out December 7th. Movies in December. Ghostbusters Afterlife 2 was supposed to be released on December 20th. It was delayed to March 29th of 2024. Another one that I was excited for that is delayed. It's being produced by Braun Studios, Columbia Pictures, and Ghost Core. And then we also have Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom releasing December 20th. See, The Marvels and Aquaman were two movies that people have said now probably are not going to be the greatest, or even if they are good, there's reasons that people have said they're probably not going to do well at the box office, and those are the two movies that are staying. Which is another reason why people have said, like, oh, maybe the studios know, so they're not going to delay it anymore. They're just going to get it over with. Rip off the Band-Aid, you know? I don't know. We're going to check it out when it comes out. But anyway, it's releasing December 20th. It is from Warner Bros., DC Entertainment, and Atomic Monster. All right, so now, this is the part that I'm always most excited about in these videos, is that we have the to-be-announced games. These are games that we are waiting for release dates, or they've been delayed and we're waiting for production updates. So let's check it out. We have Terminator, Dark Fate, Defiance. It's going to be coming out on PC. It is being developed by Slitherine Ltd. and published by Slitherine. On Steam, there is a free demo available, and it says that the release date is, like on Steam, it's listed as Q4 2023. So from bloodydisgusting.com on June 1st, 2023, quoted here, Slitherine has announced that their upcoming RTS game, Terminator Dark Fate Defiance, which was initially scheduled to be released last year, will now instead be aiming for release this winter on Steam. The announcement was accompanied by several new teaser videos of Defiance during the Slitherine Next showcase, including a look at the gameplay. I'm excited about this. I really liked their Starship Troopers game. Their real-time strategy Starship Troopers game. This looks like it's going to be a similar thing, but in the Terminator universe, which is awesome. Not everything has to be amazing to be good. It doesn't. Just because it's not the best thing ever doesn't mean that it is bad. Anyway, I will be checking it out when it comes out. So then we have the rest of these. Actually, are just interesting. So, The Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time remake, coming for PC, PS4, and Xbox. This is one we've been tracking for a while now. So, it is being developed and published by Ubisoft. It has been delayed indefinitely. We do not know. It hasn't been canceled, but we don't know when it's going to be released. So this is from Polygon.com on May 24th, 2023. Quoted here, Ubisoft's remake of Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, originally planned for release in 2021, but delayed multiple times, has been effectively rebooted, with Ubisoft Montreal taking over development from Ubisoft Pune. P-U-N-E? Pune? I don't know. Quoted here again, in terms of development stage, we're in conception right now. Producer Jean-Francois Naud said in an in-house interview with colleagues at Ubisoft, since we took over the project, we've been looking at feedback from the community and finding our own way of delivering the game. Now we're building up the team, defining the priorities, putting prototypes together, testing elements, and looking at how we can include community feedback in the development as well. It's still in an early stage, and players should not expect to hear more about the game this year, but rest assured that we're all putting our strengths and heart into this project. So basically, Ubisoft had one developer on this for a long time. It was supposed to be released, or for at least a time. I'm not off the top of my head, I don't remember exactly when this was announced or anything, but it was supposed to be released in 2021. It hasn't been going well. There's been a bunch of problems, and now Ubisoft has said, give me that. You're from Pune, P-U-N-E. And they said, we're giving this to Ubisoft. We're giving this to Ubisoft Montreal, which is their big one. Their big developer is Ubisoft Montreal. So hopefully hopefully, even if it's it's been delayed, hopefully it comes out well when it finally does come out. We have a similar story with this next game, though. Let's check this out. So, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, coming out for PlayStation 5, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Microsoft Windows, Xbox Series X, and Series S. So, it's being developed by the Chinese Room, which it was previously Hardsuit Labs, and being published by Paradox Interactive. So, from GameRant.com on September 4th, 2023. This is the news we've got for it. So, now, Paradox Interactive revealed that the Chinese Room, that's the developer, is taking Hardsuit Labs, that's another developer, place in creating Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. The studio, which is owned by Sumo Digital, has been working on the title since 2021, taking both the story and gameplay in a different direction. So I heard something about this where they were worried because of certain political things that were put into the game's story. They were worried about releasing it in such a state, and the game was to my understanding, the game was very far along, like it was almost done. And then they went and said, oh, there's some political messaging in here, which is, we don't want that. We want this to be a fun game, not a political exploration of the players, like an exploration of the player's political mind. So they, the developers were like, stop. Paradox Interactive said, stop doing that. Then we just are finding out. So this came out, like I said, on September 4th, of 2023. For 2 years, the Chinese Room has been fixing this issue now. So it's taking both. So here we go. So it's been working on the title since 2021, taking both the story and gameplay in a different direction while still using some levels and visual assets that were originally made by Hardsuit Labs. Now, instead of controlling a newly turned vampire, which is what we've always done. We controlled a newly turned vampire in Vampires the Masquerade Bloodlines 1. In Vampires the Masquerade Redemption, you controlled a vampire who was newly turned, and then you went to sleep and woke up in basically modern times, and so you were kind of an older vampire. I don't know if you would be considered an elder, but anyway, so instead of controlling a newly turned vampire, players will get to play as an elder, which will awaken in Seattle after sleeping in torpor for a long time. You will need to deal with a completely new reality. According to Ed Daly, the studio director of the Chinese Room, this game is the most ambitious project ever devised by the devs, which brings 15 years of expertise to the project. Before this announcement, there was speculation that Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 could be released in 2023, as Paradox previously claimed that a release was not impossible within this time frame, which is what we, here at Mice After Action Reviews reported on before. However, quoting from the article, however, now the game is set to be out during fall 2024, which is great, actually. I think that this actually makes me very excited. So the team also confirmed that that a gameplay video will be released early in 2024, and it will give gamers more insight into what the final product will look like. The Chinese Room is known for titles such as Dear Esther, Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs, and the critically acclaimed Everybody's Gone to Rapture. So, all of this makes me very excited. I love the Vampire the Masquerade games. I have been waiting for this one. I was really excited and then really sad when it was close to being released and then got delayed. So, respectively. Anyway. So, yeah, hopefully 2024. And if it comes out in 2024 and it's as good as the first one, but, obviously transitioned, and like when you count for like inflation of game features and graphics and things like that, hopefully it lives up to the legacy of the Vampires the Masquerade Bloodlines 1. Anyway, so then we have another game, Unrecord. So those last two games were delayed. This one just does not have a release date yet. So Unrecord, going to be coming out for PC. That's the one where it looked completely photorealistic. People thought that it wasn't a game, that it was like a video of somebody running through a building shooting at people or something like that. Yeah, it was totally... I'll put up stuff that you guys can see it. And I did a trailer reaction to it, and it was pretty good, so go check that out too. But it's being developed by Drama, who is a new developer, and also published by him. My understanding is that it's like one guy. One or two guys. I don't know, but just one. My understanding is like one guy, or maybe him and whoever he can get to help him work on it. But basically, I only know of one guy. So, from SpielTimes.com on April 24th, 2023, the game's co-director officially announced... Yeah, so it's like two or more, but a very, very small team. The game's co-director officially announced Unrecord is under development in October 2022. Drama has confirmed that Unrecord will not be released in 2023. Given the developer's goal of creating a hyper-realistic game, it is widely speculated that Unrecord will be released somewhere between 2024 and 2026. An official release date for the game, Unrecord, has not yet been announced. The game's Steam page currently states that its release date is to be announced. Okay, so I don't know where they get the 2024 to 2026 number, but we have no idea. But if you've seen the game, it looks like it's going to be pretty cool. I mean, even if the game isn't like some amazing story or some of the gameplay mechanics aren't so great, it'll at least be interesting just because it's like completely photorealistic. People really thought that it was a recording of someone doing something, and then they like put people, you know how they used to do that where they'd have like recorded people jumping out at you from arcade games and stuff like that? People basically thought it was something like that. And it's not. It's just a completely photorealistic game. We've seen other games like that. Like I did a trailer reaction for Subliminal, which looks similar as well. Yeah, so that is the action update for October 2023. Yeah, I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. I hope that you guys are as excited as I am about what we've got going on currently and what we are going to be doing in the future. Make sure to like, subscribe, share the video. And as always, guys, God bless you all, and have a good day. Don't forget to check me out on Twitch and join the Discord where you can voice chat with me while I live stream, and you won't be recorded or anything on YouTube and Twitch, so that's pretty cool. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. If you like to read, you can see my after-action reports on my blog. And if you are interested, you can get some merch from my spring store. The links for everything are in the description below.